Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and we're going to talk about the importance of Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition's cultural impact, and why it allows it to absolutely destroy every other game on the market so strongly. Alright, so we're also going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. There are spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home in this content. Alright, so, Dungeons and Dragons. When we talk about fantasy tabletop role playing games today, in my opinion, we are talking about three categories of games: D&D Now, 5th Edition; D&D Then, D&D 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, okay, and D&D Not, games that copy Dungeons and Dragons 1E, 2E, 3E, 4E, but are specifically not Dungeons and Dragons. Some examples of that would be OSC, Five Torches Deep, Torchbearer, Lamentation of the Flame Princess, those kind of things, okay? All right. So, Dungeons & Dragons Now absolutely destroys Dungeons & Dragons Then and Dungeons & Dragons Not for the following reason. Okay, the reason Dungeons & Dragons Now beats Dungeons & Dragons Then is, think about it. Let's say you want people to watch movies, right? And you're like, hey, you know what I'd really like you to do? I'd like you to watch these movies from the 1940s. They're in black and white, and their pacing is incredibly slow, and but they're good. They're so good. I just really want to tell you how good they are, right? Do you think that somebody who's going to, really point people to the love of films is going to do it by pointing people to 1940s films? They're not, right? Old cannot compete with new. It cannot in today's world, especially when the energy and money of projects today is so high and so incredible, right? Especially on a successful IP like Dungeons and Dragons, okay? D&D Not, okay? So how does Dungeons and Dragons Now just shred every D&D Not out there? Well, in Spider-Man No Way Home, right, with Tom Holland, with Jamie Foxx, with Andrew Garfield, with Tobey Macguire, with Willem Dafoe, with Tom Hardy. This movie had three people who are Oscar nominated and one person who has an Oscar. And the one person who has an Oscar, okay, so it's Tom Hardy, Willem Dafoe, both Oscar nominated, never got one. And then Andrew Garfield, Oscar nominated, okay. Jamie Foxx has an Oscar. It sits on his shelf at home. In the movie, Jamie Foxx, the Oscar award-winning actor, said the words Dungeons and Dragons in this billion-dollar film. He said it, right? Like, he gets captured by Doctor Strange, and he's like, I don't know what's going on in your Dungeons and Dragons world, right? And he didn't say your Torchbearer world, your Pathfinder world, your OSC world, your Lamentation, and he's never going to, and nobody knows those D&D Not games. D&D wins and destroys every D&D Then game and every D&D Now game, because these games don't understand the battle. They don't even understand what battlefield they're on, right? They can't win a fight. They don't know what the fight is, right? They're trying to make a better game, and what they don't realize is they get destroyed because Dungeons and Dragons has cultural impact, and it has name recognition, and they have none. And that is why you should spend your time on D&D Now, because your table will be blessed by the energy of Disney, by the energy of the Academy Awards, by the energy of Jamie Foxx, by the energy of everything that matters now and that has significance. And and I will say specifically, your D&D Not games will never get there. They can't, because they don't even know the fight they're fighting. all that's my opinion. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.